feeling long, God was after dark. Time don't wait, so where do I start? I wanna be a legend, gotta make my mark. I'm trying to be the Kobe on the court of the game. I wanna hear all the fans scream my name. Encore, do it again. Hard in the paint, coach put me in. Took a lot of L's in the past. Hey man, I can't fail, I gotta make it all last. Time to tick, 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 tick. Getting the money and get it quick, quick, quick. Wake up early just to clock in. Chasing my dream, I wanna live big. If you don't do it, no one else will. Achieving your goals, tell me how does it feel? 'Cause falling down ain't really what it seems. Feel like I am on the run, I gotta chase my dream. I gotta chase them, ooh, I gotta chase them. Clock don't stop for the runner up. I'm coming up. Clock don't stop for the runner up. I'm coming up. Let's take a moment, celebrate. We came up on it. Hard times turned to paid up on it. Driving the car, I said I always wanted. I covered the morning. It ain't no second place, no slamming brakes. All green lights, and you can't take mine. I grind 'cause I gotta do it. Told my mom one day she gon' be swimming up in her own pool with her own rules. Can't make choose. Said I gotta go straight for the top spot. Breaking down bills, got me feeling like I'm headed to chop shop. Running so long, track and field, got me making it marvelous. Being laying low, that's off top. But now it's time to celebrate with loved ones, breaking my wealth out. And ain't nobody gotta have hands out. No wrist watching 'cause the clock don't stop when it pan out. 'Cause falling down ain't really what it seems. Feel like I am on the run, I gotta chase my dream. I gotta chase them, ooh, I gotta chase them. Clock don't stop for the runner up. I'm coming up. Clock don't stop for the runner up. I'm coming up.
Yo, how we doing, people? How how are we doing? Welcome back to the Red and Blue Site YouTube channel. We are live again. Happy Friday, everyone. Start of the weekend. Let's go. How are we doing? What were people saying? I mean, in a shame, I'm a bit later start today than last time we went live, mainly because of the England game. I didn't want to disrupt people watching the England game, who are also Palace fans and wanted to jump on the live. In the end, it probably would have been a better thing for me just to have gone live, to be fair, during the England game, because they were absolutely dog. Absolutely dog. They had a stinker. I'm sorry, well, we can't be losing to Iceland. What are they, like a bogey team now or something for us? Disgraceful, that really was. I watched a little bit of it and I was just like, what are we doing, man? What are we doing? Luckily, none of the Palace boys were at fault, in my opinion. Obviously biased. We're biased here, aren't we? How's everyone doing, though? How is everyone doing? I'm very excited for today because this is a new series. As you can tell from the title, we're revealing the results that I put on YouTube Shorts and on TikTok, on my TikTok. If you haven't followed my TikTok, it's in the description down below. Red and Blue Site TikTok. New series that we're starting, the Ultimate Palace 11. This isn't going to be that long of a stream, guys. It's going to be a shorter one, but please get involved in the chat if you're in here. And the whole idea of it was to create the best combined Palace 11 from different eras in the club's history. Each season will be a different era, and we're starting things off with recency bias and also stuff that's fresh in our mind. The current Premier League era side, best 11. So we're talking 2013 from our promotion to the present day, just over 11 years, just over 10 years. That's season 1. Season 2 I will reveal at a later date when we're close to getting things over the line with season 1 and the results from there. Yes, Simon, how we doing? Evening, mate. I have heard the news about Bartley to Villa. Yeah, great signing. As soon as Luton went down, there was no way Bartley was staying, was there? He was always going to go. So yeah, I don't think that is a bad move at all for Villa. He'd be a rotational player, but now that they're in like Champions League, that squad depth is going to be really important for them, and a player like Barkley can come on and just rip it up at times as well for them. If he plays anything like he did for Luton this season, I think it's a great signing. Great signing. But yeah, as I was saying, I'll reveal season 2 and which next combined Palace 11 era team will be making in season 2 when we get to the end of season 1 and create this side. But each episode will be a different position in the team. Obviously 11 episodes per season, and we may even do some like honourable mentions on the bench. Animals back. Hello, Jesus, that game was a freak. Yeah, mate, I mentioned it just as we started. It was awful. I started the stream a little later because of the England game. I'm probably better off just going live during it, to be fair. But yes, where was I? So yes, this is episode 1 I announced yesterday on my TikTok and on the YouTube Shorts. If you guys haven't seen it already, go back and just check it out, where I announced the series and the idea of it. And so 2013 to the present day is this Crystal Palace 11 we're building. The best Palace 11 from 2013 to today, this Premier League era. And first episode, what better place to start than the goalkeeper? And I gave out 3 nominees to you guys, and those nominees were, I'll run through them again, even though the results are in, and it's been quite conclusive, the results, even though I'm really not expecting this person to win, by the way. I think we're off to a debatable win already. Nominees were Julian Speroni, Vicente Guaita, and also Sam Johnston. Now, there's some debate as to whether I could have included other goalkeepers. Dean Henderson, although he's hardly played in this last 10-11 years, he obviously hasn't played that much for us in the grand scheme of things. Who's in front for goalkeeper? Well, Animal, the results are in, and I will reveal who's won. No worries, Simon, mate. Thank you for popping in. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. I will reveal who's won in just a second, Animal. This isn't going to be that long a stream, but it's to announce the winner of the first position and who'll be in goal for this Palace, Ultimate Palace 11 for this era. There are a couple of honourable mentions. Wayne Hennessy, of course, played a number of seasons for us. Had his very much a streaky keeper. Had his ups and downs, a lot more downs than ups, I'd personally say. But he's an honourable mention. Funnily enough, no one brought him up in the comment section. People had free reign to pick who they wanted out of the nominees, but also had, as I said, you can also write down anyone you think that I've missed and tell me down below. No one put Hennessy, and I'm not surprised, to be fair. That's why I didn't put him in the nominations, even though he played a lot of games for us. Alex McCarthy, obviously, he only played bits of a season and was awful. We've had our fair share of bad keepers, that's for sure. So I really do think I picked out the 3 that stand out. So yeah, I think Sprony got it, but the question was, sorry, I'm just reading that question for this era. Well, I'm going to get into it, Animal. In a second, I will reveal the winner. I'm not going to do it right now, but we will get there, mate, and we'll see and we'll talk about it. But first of all, in terms of feedback, I would love to know down below in the comments, guys. Even if you're watching this at a later date, let me know in the comments if you like this idea, this concept. As I said, I'm not going to reveal who the next team will be until we've wrapped up this season, if you like, this Ultimate Palace 11. And I think goalkeeper's one of the easier positions because there's not that many to contend for that spot. Same with a couple positions in here. I mean, spoiler alert, next episode will be the right back. We're going to literally go through the team from the back, and I will do a TikTok and a YouTube short to announce the nominees on that at the start of next week. So stay tuned for that. But I really do think that this is going to be tricky when we get to like the midfield forward positions. There's a lot of players in the mix, definitely. But I'd love to know what you guys think of this. Obviously, if you've got any ideas for Palace eras or Palace teams that you want to create in a future season, I mean, the options are endless here. We could really do anything. And it doesn't have to be the best. It could be Ultimate Palace 11 relegation sides, like the ultimate worst Palace 11s in certain eras as well. I just think this is a really cool series that I was thinking about when I was coming up with ideas for the channel. And I really do think this is a good opportunity and a good topic where we can get a lot of interaction with you guys, which is what I really want to do. And also we can start building some teams and talk about Palace and talk about different eras. There's loads of different people in the chat. You watching right now, for example, even if you're watching at a later date, that will all be from different eras of supporting Palace. On TikTok, I've spoken to a lot of people middle-aged, who are older than myself, and a lot of the people watching probably. And I speak to some younger people. There's loads of different age groups who have watched the channel, and I'm really grateful for that, and I really like that. I like that we've got different age groups and different eras of Palace fans. That's so cool to me. And also people from different countries, which is incredible. We had some from New Zealand coming in last week. My last live earlier in the week. So there are so many different Palace fans from around the world, different age groups, different eras, who have their own perspective on best and worst teams and best and worst players from their experience of watching Palace. And series like this give us a chance to come together and create these teams as a fan base, as a unit. And there's really no end game to this. We could go on for quite a while creating these teams as well. So obviously, as I said, because it's fresh in our minds, really, this Premier League stint that we're in, I think this is a good place to start, creating the ultimate Palace 11 for this Premier League era that we're in, 2013 to now. Episode 1 is the goalkeeper, and I will be getting showing you the result of the goalkeeper nominations. And the first player in our team in season 1 to kick things off for this new series, and I'm really excited to do that with you. So this live is going to be dedicated to that. As I said, it's not going to be that long. I will answer a few questions if you have it in the chat. So far away now, some people coming in now. Animal, did you see any positives on the game tonight? Yeah, coming back to the England game briefly, not really. A lot of it I saw was very slow paced, not really attempting too many killer balls or anything like that. It was very much not cagey, but it was like Iceland, obviously not qualified for the tournament, the Euros. They treated it as one of their knockout games. You know, they treated this as their final, as you would, and they got the result. And we treated it like the game it was, a friendly. And we looked like a team who were going to a major tournament in a week and didn't want to get any injuries, didn't want to overcomplicate things, just wanted to build up fitness a little bit because they've obviously had before the call up, they had a few weeks off, just get the, I don't know, we just looked off. We didn't look like we wanted to do any killer balls, try and break through the lines. Gordon looked okay at times, I think, from the brief bits I saw, trying to do some solo runs, but his end product wasn't good enough. Cole Palmer, I saw his glaring miss in the second half. I don't know what he was doing. He had such a great opportunity just to slot it home, but he overcomplicated it, tried to round the keeper, and it frustrates me. He scored so many penalties this season, and I'm not saying he's a penalty merchant, but it's moments like that where you get those critics. You know, you've got to slot that away. He didn't have a good game either. He was giving the ball away quite a lot, in my opinion, from what I saw. You can tell me, guys, if you disagree, of course, but I didn't see many positives, Animal, no, apart from getting fitness in the leg, and there weren't any injuries. That's the only thing I can really take away from it, to be fair. I'd like to think that coming into the Euros, first game, Serbia, we just have a bounce back and we batter them, and then we really kickstart our tournament off. I hope that's what happens anyway, but it's not the best way to go into a tournament off the back of a loss, and not just a loss at home at Wembley to Iceland. Definitely turning out to be a bogey team, which is not what we want. Hazard, good to see you back. I missed the result. Not yet, Hazard, sorry. No, we're not there yet. I will reveal the result in just a second. Where do you think we'll finish next season, says Henry? Mate, I'd like to think we finish 7th or 8th, and we can sneak some like a qualifying spot for the Conference League and get like a little bit of a European dream going. That's what I want. And that's really, I would never in a million years have predicted a Palace finish around 8th or 7th. But it's purely the end of last season that has done it to me. And Glasner and the transfer policy and the players we've already signed or getting through the door, Kamada and Chadi Riyad, who are already going to be coming through the door. How early we're doing business, which we don't usually do. There's so many positives at the club right now. It's hard to not get. It's hard. I'm trying so hard to try and be as unbiased as possible when it comes to this, because it's very easy for me as a Palace fan to just pour out my emotion into it. But using my head, it is geared up for, this is the stuff that Brighton were doing a few years ago when they had their insane run and got into Europa, They were playing beautiful football, they had a good manager, and players believed in the system, and obviously we all hate Brighton, but you can't deny that the way they did it a few seasons ago was the right way to do it, And it feels like we're doing that sort of thing now in the build-up to a season where we kick on. And for me, top 10 will always be at the aim going into a season off the back of the second half of the season we just had. But my heart says, can we get in a European spot? It would be amazing, Henry. It would be amazing. But I've been in this position so many times before, and this is why I'm so cautious and hesitant. Where we get our hopes up big time on a team, on a run of form, and we think we can kick on here, and then we lose 4 out of the next 5 games, or we get a manager sacked or a player leaves, and the wheels fall off a bit, and then we get saved later in the season and don't go down, and we're back to square one. Will it be that same cycle? Will we lose Eze, Elise players? There's a big possibility if they have good tournaments, they'll go in this window. But if we can keep them and just give them one more season with us and see what happens, then you never know. You never know. I thought aside from the goal, Ramsdale ended up having a decent showing. We should have been 2 down. Yeah, he was okay, Ramsdale. He won't be number 1 though. Pickford will start. Hello, Jordan. Do you think Palace will have a good season next season? I'm just talking about Palace just there, Jordan. I think you've just missed it. Briefly sum up, my heart is saying we'll finish 8th or 7th and get a European, like a qualifying spot for Europa League, Conference League, sorry. My head is probably saying top half finish, top 10, 10th or 9th. I think we'll have to keep them, to be honest. Yeah, if we want to have any chance of a really successful season, we've got to keep players like Elise and Eze as long as we possibly can. That's got to be the goal. Yeah, exactly. If we want to pursue Europe, because squad depth is huge, and you've got to have that quality of squad depth as well. It's not just having bodies to throw on the pitch if you need to. They've got to have actual quality as well. For years we were chucking on players, and it's no offence to him, but Gyro, I love his loyalty to the club and I love his dedication, and he, especially in the last year or so, whenever he has played, he's actually played really well, and obviously got released from the club at the end of his contract, and I'm not against that idea. He was on quite a lot of money in comparison to most of the squad, and he obviously left. But there's a difference between buying Kamada, for example, and now having a position where one of Kamada, Eze, Elise, Decore, Lerma, Wharton, there's a couple of those players that will have to be on the bench. Not all of them can start. And there's a difference between bringing on a player like Riedewald off the bench to go in midfield, and then bringing off Kamada or a Decore to come off the bench and go, you know what I mean? So there's quality of depth is the main thing as well, not just depth. Hazard, I was so thinking, what has happened to RV? Glad you're back and loving the content, mate. Absolute legend. Thank you so much. Yeah, I know. I've been away for a while. Lots of stuff happening. Well, not lots of stuff happening in personal life, but changes in life, And I was just ready to come back. We're doing well as a club right now, Palace. We're in a good spot. What better time to come back, See, I think it depends on what we do with the money we get from the sales. I'd rather they didn't go, but Glasner is the main draw. 100% Amor, and that's why he plays like Kamada. Kamada would never have come to us in a million years from Lazio. I know it's the end of his contract, but he would have gone to another European team if it wasn't for Glasner being here. And he does bring that pull. We're already linked with more of his Frankfurt side that won the Europa League against Rangers a couple of years ago, so we'll see. But anyway, guys, without further ado, I didn't want this to be too long, this one, but I will answer more stuff if I see it come through in the chat. Let's get on to the results. So, just to recap, Season 1, Episode 1 of the Ultimate Palace 11. It's a new series I'm doing where we do different Palace eras, create Ultimate Palace 11s, combined 11s from different eras in the club's history. Season 1 is 2013 to the present day. It's our current Premier League stint since we got promoted back in 2013. What a time that was. And we're creating the Ultimate Palace 11 from that era. Combined 11 of players from different seasons in that time frame, creating the best Palace 11 we can. And the first episode is the goalkeeper, starting off from the back, and the nominees were Julian Speroni, Vicente Guaita and Sam Johnston. I did say to people, chuck in the comments on TikTok. I announced it on TikTok and on YouTube Shorts, and I'd said on both, please chuck any recommendations you have if you don't agree with any of the nominees, put who you would have in goal in the chat. I'm good. I'm just going to throw out there, no one put anyone different. So I'm quite happy that the people that I put down as nominees was basically what everyone else had in mind as well. But what I was surprised about was that we had a clear winner, and it may surprise you. So bear with me. I will now reveal who is in goal for our current Premier League Ultimate Palace 11. By the way, formation, I went 4-2-3-1 because that is the formation we probably played the most of since getting promoted. And I think that's fair. I think you'll all agree. One guy up top, two wingers, midfield three with one further forward. 4-2-3-1, I think, is the formation we've, without a doubt, played the most of. Let me get this ready for you. I'm going to zoom right in as well. Alright, here we go. I'm going to whip up the team, and in goal for our Ultimate Palace 11, 2013 to the present day, first episode complete, it will be what are we saying, guys? Julian Speroni. What are we saying to this? So, not what I expected at all. And it's episode 1, I thought it was quite smooth sailing. Episode 1, I thought we'd have a keeper in here that would be unanimous, and we did. It was unanimously Julian Speroni. Now, part of me feels like that some people may not have completely understood the concept, because if I was saying best keeper from 2013 to the present day, our hearts would immediately go for Speroni because he's a club legend. But absolutely, and in another Palace era team, I think he's 100,000,000% the keeper, which will be a future season coming down further down the line, season 2 or 3, you'll see. But honest opinions, is he right now in this era, as I said at the top here on the squad, 2013 to the present day, this current Premier League era, is he the best keeper to put in this Ultimate Palace 11 over Vicente Guaita? It's an interesting one. I'm thinking of shot stopping days. He had Speroni in the year we stayed up after we got promoted. He was immense. Towards the end of the season, he made some big saves, and was key to us staying up in that first season. Already a legend of the club, but he cemented it even further with that. Along with players like Mile Jedinak, you had them all holding up hands at West Ham away at the Boleyn Ground, Upton Park. That famous picture. The day we stayed up, it was unbelievable. The great escape, in my opinion, when Pulis came in and we turned it around the way we did, and Speroni was a huge part of that. But after that, obviously, he then started Wayne Hennessy, who we signed in the January window of that season. He ended up starting the season after, and Speroni, we never really saw again. We saw him in a couple of cup appearances, but that was it. So in terms of 2013 to the present day, I really thought Vicente Guaita would win it. I really did, and I think some people probably put Speroni in because of the name and didn't really actually listen to what the actual not competition, but the actual combined 11 was for, like the time frame. Because in this time frame, he was definitely worthy of a nominee, but I'm not sure Speroni would be my pick. I would have put Vicente Guaita, but the people had spoken. Like I said, this is us as a community. You guys get your chance to put the votes in, put your picks, and Speroni was by far and away unanimous. So we can't change it. That is what it is, and I'm not mad at it. I just think a couple of people probably would have changed their vote if they if they thought about the actual time frame of the squad and a bit more depth. Because don't get me wrong, Speroni's a legend, but I don't know if he would be ahead of Vicente Guaita for me. But let me know, what are your thoughts, guys? I'm going to switch back to the screen. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Animal, not sure if we fully understand Simon. I get that. Guaita was the first top-class goalkeeper we had. That was Prem level. Speroni has only been picked for what he did before the Prem. I think that personally as well. YouTube account. I think Guaita deserves to, but I'm telling you, over TikTok and on YouTube as well, on the YouTube Shorts, it was pretty unanimous. And I'm not. I'm sure. And listen, I'm not mad at it. Speroni was picked for the fields. Listen, I'm not mad at it. I thought people were going to come in and be really factual and cause debates over this and everything, but no, they just came straight in with the feels. A lot of people, and I'm not mad at it. I'm happy that Speroni's made this squad for sure, and I like the fact that most people probably picked him for the feels. Vicente Guaita will probably get in another 11 anyway, further down the line. But position 1, guys. Position 1 in that team. Let's bring it back up again, so we can all see it. And we'll, just before we finish off, Julian Speroni, number 1 in goal. 4-2-3-1 the formation, as I said. And next episode, which will be later in the week, I'll probably do it Wednesday to give you guys a couple of days. I think a Friday evening stream is good, right? A Friday evening stream at the end of the week to do this sort of thing is good. Only half an hour, 45-minute live. To announce the winner of the votes. I think that's a good idea. So Wednesday, to give everyone a couple of days to vote. So probably Wednesday I will reveal the nominations for the next position and episode 2, which will be the right back. A couple of decent nominations for this. I have my predictions already who will win, but I'm not going to get into it. I'll probably talk about it more on Wednesday on the TikTok and on the YouTube short when I release it. But yeah, it's exciting times. Exciting. I like this series, man. I really do, and I like the interaction everyone's had with it and are having with it. So I thank you for that. Yeah, I love Speroni as well. But I think, guys, that was basically what I wanted to do. I obviously answered some questions on England. I'm more than happy doing that, and I have. And hopefully we can get over the line and actually batter Serbia when we get to the Euros and actually show people what we're about and kickstart the tournament, because I really feel like we haven't seen what we're about in this. Our defence needs sorting out for England. It needs sorting out, and I really hope that come the tournament we look a bit more defensively solid as a unit. Individually we've got some great defenders. Mark's Gay, obviously, John Stones, they're all fantastic class defenders. Just as a unit I think we need to be more solid. And going forward, we didn't see any of that attacking freedom and fluid movement that we were so used to in the last couple of major tournaments. So hopefully when we actually get to Germany and actually kickstart the campaign, we will see that free-flowing attacking football again. We got to, otherwise it's going to be a disaster. But no doom or gloom. Am I biased as I should wouldn't be starting, in your opinion? He's in the mix, YouTube account. He's in the mix. The only thing is he's only had one cap for England, so I was absolutely ecstatic that he got into the actual Euro squad on form and on talent. I thought he absolutely should be, but I was worried Southgate wouldn't pick him just because of his inexperience for England. I'm so happy he hasn't done what he's done in past tournaments and taken players based on what he likes and the fit in the team, and he's actually picked form players. I really like that he's done that, and I really hope that because of that, Wharton gets more of a look in. Rice really bigged him up, and that's massive. He was sitting next to Southgate in the press conference yesterday, really bigging him up, and I really think that, you know, them starting together is a really good combination. Hopefully Arsenal don't come sniffing for him anytime soon. I think we should play for Alice formation, Walker, Stones, Gay, back three. Yeah, I think back three definitely in certain games we played it in the past, haven't we? Saka and Trippier on the wing backs works. Yeah, energy in the midfield. Gallagher and Rice. If you play through at the back, I like having Gallagher next to Rice in the midfield. Just having that two players who can run for days and days. Animal, I really like that idea. Yeah, Foden, Bellingham, and Kane, are playing very narrow and allowing the wing backs to overlap. I like it. Whether Southgate would be confident and do that, I doubt it personally. But three at the back is definitely a viable selection depending on the opponent. I think so. But anyway, guys, that's, I think, gonna end it here. It's not as long as last time this live. When I go live further down the line next week, I will be going live again. I'm sure I will do a longer one in there for you boys and girls, because I do enjoy it, and I hope you enjoy it too. And this is just a glimpse of what's to come. Episode 1 of the Ultimate Palace 11 Season 1. Episode 1 is complete. We have Julian Speroni as our goalkeeper, stamped in the team. Bosh. Episode 2 coming up on Wednesday. So stay tuned. Follow the TikTok. Go in the description down below. Follow up the socials if you haven't already. Follow the TikTok. Like, share, subscribe. Follow the and subscribe, and you can see the YouTube shorts as well. Stay tuned on YouTube shorts or on TikTok for the nominees for episode 2 on Wednesday. Love you all, guys. Thank you so much for your support. I love doing these lives, and I love the setup I've got now, and I've been able to do what I've wanted to do for quite a while for you guys. So yeah, I really appreciate every single one of you. Thank you. And for all of you guys watching at a later date as well, stay tuned for Wednesday too, and drop your thoughts down below in the comments. I always read the comments. Drop your thoughts down below. Big love to you all. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you next time. Have a great weekend, guys. Thank you. We'll see you later.